In the tapestry of existence, we are but single threads. Yet in our interconnectedness lies the key to transcendence. Welcome, seekers, to a journey beyond the confines of the ego, into the realm of universal love. The Buddha spoke of dependent origination, the understanding that all phenomena arise in dependence upon other phenomena. In our modern world, we've lost touch with this fundamental truth. We've built walls around our hearts, mistaking separation for safety. But what if these walls are the very source of our suffering? The path to reconnection begins with a paradox. To feel everything, we must first become comfortable with feeling nothing. In the depths of spiritual emptiness lies fertile soil for growth. It's in this void that we can plant the seeds of universal love. Many of us walk through life as if asleep, our consciousness dulled by routine and expectation. We've forgotten how to truly see. Aldous Huxley once said, "To be shaken out of the ruts of ordinary perception, to be shown for a few timeless hours the outer and inner world, not as they appear to an animal obsessed with survival or to a human being obsessed with words and notions, but as they are apprehended directly and unconditionally by mind at large. This is an experience of inestimable value to everyone." Mindfulness isn't just a buzzword. It's a radical act of rebellion against a culture of distraction. When we truly observe without judgment, we begin to dismantle the illusion of separateness. The boundary between observer and observed blurs. Now, let's speak of service, not as a means to virtue, but as a path to oneness. Consider the act of caring for stray cats and dogs. These beings, often overlooked and unloved, offer us a profound opportunity for spiritual growth. In their eyes, we see reflections of our own vulnerability, our own need for compassion. When we offer food, shelter, or simply our presence to these creatures, we're not just performing a good deed. We're engaging in a sacred exchange of energy. We're recognizing the divine spark that exists in all living beings, regardless of their perceived value to society. Think of it like tending a garden. You plant a seed with no expectations at all. You simply engage in the act of gardening, watering, nurturing, protecting the soil from harsh elements. The focus is on the process. The daily ritual of care and attention. Whether the seed grows or not becomes secondary. The true growth is in your commitment, your presence, your willingness to show up day after day. It's the same with those stray cats and dogs. The goal isn't to make them trust you or to see immediate changes. It's about the act of engagement itself, the simple, profound practice of extending kindness without attachment to outcomes. This shift in perspective is liberating. When we let go of expectations, we open ourselves to the full richness of the present moment. We begin to find joy in the act of giving itself, rather than in any anticipated result. Now, let's explore how we can further nurture and expand this energy of generosity and optimism. There are 3 key elements that, when cultivated together, can create a powerful synergy in our spiritual growth. First, consider the role of emotion and intuition. Like the gentle light of the moon, our emotional intelligence guides us through the darkness of uncertainty. By tuning into our feelings and instincts, we develop a deeper understanding of the needs of others and ourselves. This emotional awareness allows us to give more authentically and effectively. It helps us recognize when to step in and when to step back, when to offer help, and when to simply provide a compassionate presence. Next, we have the power of conscious intention and self-expression. Think of this as the radiant energy of the sun, illuminating our path and bringing warmth to our interactions. When we clearly articulate our intentions, both to ourselves and others, we align our actions with our deepest values. This clarity of purpose infuses our acts of kindness with greater meaning and impact. Moreover, by expressing ourselves authentically, we inspire others to do the same. Our openness and vulnerability create a ripple effect, encouraging a culture of genuine connection and mutual support. Finally, we must not overlook the importance of action and initiative. This is the dynamic, energizing force that propels us forward, like a warrior charging into battle. It's not enough to feel compassion or to have good intentions. We must have the courage to act, to take that first step even when it feels daunting. This might mean reaching out to help a stranger, speaking up against injustice, or simply pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone to make a positive difference. When we combine these 3 elements, emotional intelligence, conscious intention, and courageous action, we create a powerful alchemy. Our capacity for generosity expands, our optimism becomes more resilient, and our impact on the world grows exponentially. Imagine approaching that colony of strays with this integrated energy. You're attuned to their needs and your own emotional state. You have a clear intention to offer care without expecting anything in return. And you have the courage to act consistently, day after day, regardless of the immediate results. This holistic approach doesn't just benefit the cats or the dogs, it transforms you from the inside out. You begin to embody the very qualities you're cultivating: compassion, clarity, and courage. And here's the beautiful part. As you develop these qualities in yourself, you naturally inspire and uplift those around you. Your actions become a living example of what's possible when we approach life with an open heart and a generous spirit. But here's where we diverge from conventional wisdom. The true essence of spiritual service lies in the act itself, not in its outcomes. Yet we must acknowledge a hard truth. More often than not, we'll find ourselves disconnected from the world around us, left behind in its engrossed perception of distractions. This disconnect is part of the journey, a reminder of our ongoing work in cultivating presence and compassion. This is the heart of karma yoga as described in the Bhagavad Gita, action without attachment to fruits. Now, let's address the belief that humans can't give without expecting return. This notion is a projection of our own wounded egos. The ego, in its endless pursuit of fulfillment, creates bucket lists and grand plans. It believes that happiness lies in accumulating experiences or achievements. But this is a trap. True giving, true service comes from a place beyond the ego. It's not about what we can get, but about what we can offer to the flow of life. When we give without expectation, we free ourselves from the exhausting cycle of seeking validation or reward. We tap into a wellspring of joy that exists independent of external circumstances. This doesn't mean we can't have goals or desires, but it shifts our focus from what we can get to what we can give, from how we can be served to how we can serve. In truth, the universe operates on a principle of abundance. Every act of genuine giving creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond our limited perception. When we give freely, we tap into the infinite wellspring of universal love. We become conduits for a force much greater than ourselves. This isn't about naive optimism, it's about recognizing the deeper currents that shape our reality. To uplift ourselves, we must first transcend the very notion of a separate self. The messed up state we perceive is merely a reflection of our identification with ego. Ramana Maharshi taught us to inquire, who am I? When we persistently question our assumptions about identity, we begin to touch the vast, unbound consciousness that is our true nature. In this state of expanded awareness, we naturally align with the frequency of love, not as an emotion, but as the fundamental vibration of existence. We begin to see that happiness, joy, and sweetness are not things to be pursued, but our natural state when we remove the veils of conditioning. The path to this realization is not always easy. It requires us to face our shadows, to sit with discomfort, to challenge every belief we hold dear. But with each step, we shed layers of illusion. We move closer to the truth of our interconnected nature. Remember, you are not just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop, as Rumi beautifully expressed. Your struggles, your moments of emptiness, are not failures. They are invitations to go deeper, to expand your consciousness beyond the limitations of ego. As we conclude this exploration, I invite you to see with new eyes, to recognize the divine play unfolding in every moment, in every interaction. Your bucket list need not be filled with grandiose adventures. The greatest adventure is the journey within, the exploration of consciousness itself. Embrace the vastness of your true nature. Allow yourself to be an instrument of universal love. And remember, this journey is endless. There is always deeper to go, always more to discover about the nature of reality and our place within it. If this message resonates with your soul, share it with those who are ready to hear it. Subscribe to join our community of seekers, and in the comments, share your own insights and experiences on this path of awakening. Together, we can elevate the collective consciousness, one act of unconditional love at a time. Thank you for embarking on this journey of self-discovery. Now go forth and be the change you wish to see in the world.